Have some coffee, drinking my Go juice.
You're drinking coffee?
I'm drinking coffee, girl. How do you think I maintain all this energy?
We are live right now with Alex Elliot. He has been hot circuit since what, February? You've been pretty hot and heavy, going good. And I've been watching you forever. Alex, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us.
Thank you so much for having me. Kathy, I've been watching you, and the content that you are putting out is ridiculous. Like, I gotta up my game. You are just bringing on all the people, all like, I'm like, Devon Brown, shut up. Like, I was freaking out that you had done Devon Brown. Like, you're really killing it. So, lots of respect. I'm so excited to be here. So excited to be here.
So I think almost everybody here knows about you, but why don't you give them a little background just in case those that don't?
Sure, absolutely. Hi guys, I'm Alex, and basically I, in like out in the real world, off the internet, I am a board certified nurse practitioner. I am no longer practicing, but that was my life before the internet. And ended up through a long string of events. My mom had a really bad accident a little over half a year ago and ended up requiring my full-time care. So I had to sort of give up everything that I was doing at the time, lost my income source, like had to live off of my savings basically and take care of mom 24/7. She couldn't eat, dress herself. I mean, it was bad. So, and in fact, it was so intense that my other half and I, we ended up having to move in with her, like just the whole thing. It was really 24/7 care. But that's what you do. That's what you do. It just is what it is. Like, there's no, I have no regrets about that. But it got to a point where, was running a little low on cash and like starting to get a little nervous. I was like, I need to kind of make some money, like I got to figure this out. And so I made a pact with my other half who promised me that she would take care of my mom if I would take care of us. And so I said, okay, I'm going to go all out. I'm going to play all out. I'm going to figure this out. And I had previously, like in 2014, 2015, done a little bit of affiliate marketing. And I'm talking like SEO, niche site stuff, blog articles, the whole thing. Like I was never a public figure. I actually was quite against that. I kind of used to be a big privacy advocate, and I was like, I'm not going on Facebook. Like I was one of those, right? Like I was like, screw Facebook, man. So it's really amazing what a 180 I've done. But yeah, I was a big privacy advocate, and I just was like, man, social media. So, but a funny thing happens when you got to eat, and when you gotta pay your bills, right? You'll just do whatever you got to do, right? Like the hustle is real. So I decided, I came across Chris Fong's blog, of all people. Chris Fong, that's who it was. I came across Chris Fong's blog and I started reading about ClickFunnels and the affiliate program. And the weird thing was I knew about ClickFunnels, but I really hadn't paid any attention to the affiliate program. Like it just never occurred to me. And so he was talking about how much money he was making with the affiliate program. And I was like, this is amazing. So I started looking into it. Next thing you know, I get swallowed up in the One Funnel Away challenge because like, how can you can't learn about ClickFunnels and not know about the One Funnel Away. So got swallowed up in that. And I'll never forget, I went through Belief Week with Russell and something about Belief Week. And I don't know if it was a word he said. I don't know if it was a certain day. I don't know if it was just this culmination of whatever was being taught in Belief Week, but something in me just broke wide open. And I went from having serious doubts that I could actually do this to he lit me on some kind of holy fire. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And then I watched our friend Doug Boughton and I watched his kind of success story and his like meteoric rise. And I was like, well, hell, I'm like, if you can do it, I am absolutely going to do it. Like it just solidified my belief,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I just kind of went on a rampage and Stephen Larson, his admonishment to publish daily just rang in my head. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. Started going live daily, decided I needed somewhere to keep all my people to watch my lives. So I decided to just set up a Facebook group to do that. And the rest is kind of history. I just fell in love with the group format. I fell in love with cultivating an audience, building a tribe of people who we were all sort of geeking out about the same stuff, and we were equally learning it at the same time. You know, I was never like, hey guys, I'm the master, like I know what it's all about. I was like, hey guys, I watched this, let me tell you about it. You know, like it was like that, like just sharing. And so and I found a lot of success. You know, before I had success, it was just sharing the journey, just documenting the journey, talking about the things I learned that day that were so cool. That was it. And then what actually started to happen was crazy. You know, it started rounding out that month, and I was like, oh, there's another OFA. Oh, I can promote that. Oh, like if the lights started, you know, I was like, oh. So that's when I realized, oh yeah. So I started making offers and like doing exactly what they said in the OFA, like hook, story, offer. I started telling my story, started trying to hook people, started making irresistible offers, just like I was seeing in One Funnel Away, and got my first round of like VIP students to come and take the OFA with me. And it was just an unbelievable response. And, you know, that kind of helped me get my start. So that's sort of my story in a nutshell. And I've just been running ever since.
You have been running. We've been watching and admiring from a side, you know, because you can tell whenever somebody's authentic in their talks and their brands, and you know, you are who you are, and that's what's great.
Who I am, like Popeye said.
I am what I am. Yeah. So before we get into your new One Group Away challenge, let's talk about some stuff that we know that a lot of people are having issues with, and that's comparison. You know, comparing themselves with people that they see, say like you or I, that have been doing the grind for a long, long time, and you know, we've had the ups and downs, and most entrepreneurs don't even, or you know, or digital marketers, they don't share that. I do, because I'm not perfect.
Yeah. I'm part of the not perfect club too. Let's just get that out there. I should probably be wearing my not perfect sticker.
Right.
I actually like this topic, and I really like this question a lot, because I think that you're 1,000,000,000% right. You know, people, and I did this when I was starting, right? I remember looking at Steve Larson and just idolizing him and thinking, man, like I'll never be that good. Like, oh, he's so amazing. Like, you know, you do that, right? And I remember looking at people like Liz Benny and just thinking, oh, she's so like incredible. I wish I could be like her. Or I'd look at Rachel S. Lee and I'd be like, oh, she's killing this game. Oh my God. Like I just idolized her. Like all these people that I idolize. And it's not that I still don't have massive respect for their accomplishments. I do. You know, now as I move through this journey, I understand the dark nights that they had to get to where they are. I understand the loneliness. I understand when you wake up in the middle of the night and your heart's beating 1,000,000 miles a minute because you're scared. You don't know if you can do this, right? And you're faced up against your fears. You're faced up against the limits of who you are. Because, and I've been thinking a lot about this topic recently. And this topic is personal development through the vehicle of entrepreneurship. And that is what we are doing, right? We kid ourselves that we're playing at the game of business. What we're really doing is playing at the game of life. We're playing at the game of expanding who we are as humans to rise to these challenges that require us to rise, right? And Steve Larson always talks about this. He said, you know, when you make a goal, you are not yet worthy of that goal. And that's why it scares you to death.
Right.
It is the journey that qualifies you for that goal. And that journey is rough. It is sometimes, you know, ragged and straight up a cliff face. It is hard. So yeah, I mean, if you're suffering, if you're haven't figured it out yet, and you're looking at everybody going, how the hell are they doing it? And I can't do it. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't do it. Comparison is the thief of joy. So stop. The only person you're in a race against is who you were yesterday. That's it. That's the only person you're in a race against. And so you focus on that. You focus on getting better than that guy. You focus on getting better than that girl. And you take your eyes off of everybody else in the race. and you just look at your goals and you just keep going. That's how you win, and that's how you don't drive yourself off a cliff. Like that's really
100%. Yes. And I try to express to everybody, and I know I've seen you do it as well. Share whenever you're falling and you're scared. Personal growth comes from being scared
absolutely.
and pushing yourself past those limits. And I think that's something that we try. I know whenever I see a post of somebody just about to quit, it's almost reminds me of that image of the guy hitting the rocks and he's almost to the finish line and he turns around. Yeah. And that's all it is. And I think whenever I see a post like that, I reach out to these people and I want to help these people. I think that's why we get along so well, because we have the same characteristics and we truly care.
Yes, very much, very much.
We truly care.
I think that's what this game requires too. If you want to build a tribe, if you want to build an audience, if you want people to care about you, damn it, you better care about them. You better care a lot. Like the balance of care, well, you better care more than anybody else in your space. Like you just have to do that. You have to care because they will never care and they will never follow you off the cliff or the ends of the earth until you show them that you care. And I really deeply, deeply believe that. And I know that you do too. And I think that it's why we attract the people we attract to us, because that care is demonstrative. We live it, right?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you said something right there. Whenever you care, you do attract the right people, the people that you want to put in your group in the first place. And when you're trying to figure out, who your tribe is, publishing is one way, right? That's how you got your tribe.
100% publishing. That's how I found my voice. I didn't know who I was in this space when I started. I didn't know what my style was. I didn't know any of that stuff. My first couple of lives were like disastrous. I was sweating. I think I had to change my t-shirt like 2 times before I could even go. Like I was just like, I was losing my freaking mind. I was so scared. So, and then I was just like, like so nervous. So, and we all have to go through that. We all have to suck really hard the first couple of lives, and then you just get better and you find yourself, right? And you find what resonates. You find what resonates, and you find the topics that resonate. Well, I've been through some topics and I don't talk about that stuff anymore because it's not attracting the people I want to attract. I talk about other stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's part of the learning journey. It's part of growth.
I always find it interesting seeing people that start out whenever they go in thinking one thing, but they end up morphing into something else. I mean, it's happened to me. And I know, I think it happens to everybody, but until you start.
For sure.
Yeah. Until you start, you don't know where it's going to take you.
That's exactly right. You just said it. Until you start, you don't know where it's going to take you. So the key is and it doesn't even matter where you start, guys. It'll never be where you end up, right? Like Russell started with freaking potato guns.
Right.
Come on. So like, think about that. Where you start doesn't matter as much as that you start. So just start, cut your teeth, learn the lessons, figure this game out. There's so many layers to this game, right? There's the technical layer, there's the mindset, the skill set, the tool set, there's all the things. And you got to begin to master all these different levels and these things. And, I used to tell people in the OFA challenge, I'm like, the funnel that you choose to build in OFA doesn't matter. It's like your sandbox funnel. Who gives a crap? Like, just build a funnel. You're going to build 100 more anyway. It doesn't matter. Like, just build it.
Exactly. Stop worrying about that funnel. I always say, just do it to go through the process. Learn it. That's all you need to do. And then build the one you want.
That's it.
I think they got it stuck in their mind. It's one funnel away, and that's their funnel. That's going to be one funnel away.
Funnel.
Like, only want to build one funnel.
Guys, talking about groups, let me segue a little bit and say it's the same way with groups, right?
Yes.
Like, think about this. Okay, when I started the group that I have now, DM Hose, digital marketing hacks for online entrepreneurs. I'm not just being like weird by saying that. So that's my little acronym for that group. When I started, that's not what it was called, right? I'm so embarrassed to tell you in the very beginning. I'm so embarrassed.
Do it. You have to do it. You already brought it up.
Now I'm in trouble. Nobody remembers this. So the first name of my group is so humiliating. It was World's Laziest Affiliate Marketer. Like, who says that? Who says that? I don't know. Apparently I thought that was a good name at the time. Why? I can't even tell you. Anyhow, there you go. So you see my ridiculous name. Then it morphed to Six-Figure Affiliate Marketing with Alex Elliot. Then it morphed again to Digital Marketing Hacks for Online Entrepreneurs. So guys, I tell you that so that you can understand, like, it's not about what the hell the name is or what it's about. You can pivot. As long as I didn't pivot to like goldfish or like a crochet, basically the audience is still interested in most of the same topics and things, right? It doesn't matter. So as long as your pivot isn't like a hard right or a hard left, you're pretty much all right. So just start, just get over all this, like all these reasons not to start, and just start.
So when do you suggest people start a group?
When do I suggest they start a group? Truthfully, I suggest they start a group when they make the commitment to tend to that group in a serious way, right? I would not suggest starting a group if you're just like, yeah, like I'll just start a group and we'll see what happens. And like maybe I'll show up once a week. And nah, not a good fit. It's just not a good fit. If you want to win at this game and you want to build a following, you want to build a tribe, you want to build a personal brand, you want to build a business, you want to leverage free organic traffic that comes to you, you want to be the hunted, not the hunter, build a group. If you are just like side gigging it and you're like, yeah, and you're not really committed, probably not the best fit. That's just my very honest opinion.
I
ring true?
I agree. I always say if you're going to do it, but don't half-ass it.
Don't half-ass it, full-ass it.
Yeah, full-ass it, that's right. So what do you say about the people that prematurely opened a group whenever they weren't serious and it's
now they want to get serious? Yeah, they want to like revive it. You're talking about like reviving a dead group. That's a really common thing. And
it is.
First off, I want to say good on you for starting a group. First of all, good on you. You had some really good instincts. It happens that we maybe get shiny object syndrome, or something pulls our attention away, or just life happens, right? That happens too. And you get pulled away and you sort of get out of the rhythm of connecting with your group. And then what ends up happening, I know it ends up happening, you start to get this like guilt, right? All this weird guilt builds up and you're like, oh, I haven't posted. Now it's weird. I can't post anymore because it's weird, right? So like that starts to happen, right? So I just want to like say you can forgive yourself for not posting. It's okay. It's totally okay. And this is how you revive a dead group. First off, you need to determine, is the topic like where I was then and where I am now, am I still interested in the same things? Do I still want to pursue the same topics, or have my interests changed? If you've gone from affiliate marketing to suddenly like you're passionate about goldfish, you might want to start a new group. There's not going to be any easy flow, right? It's just not going to happen. So in that instance, start a new group. If, for example, I'll just take myself an example. I was strictly affiliate marketing. I opened it up more to like the whole digital marketing world, like product creators, info, product, coaches, consultants, affiliate marketing, kind of all of it. That was an easy segue. That was an easy pivot. That wasn't abrupt, severe, weird, any of that stuff, right? So that when I did rebrand, I probably lost a couple of people. Good riddance. Like, they're not my people. Whatever. It's cool. So, that's just your list cleaning itself for you. No big deal, right? So, you have to just ask yourself those questions, like, what am I interested in pursuing right now? And will my people come along? And then, kind of create a plan. I would say that when you do decide to reactivate it, have all of your creatives done, like have your new group cover ready, have your new group name ready, your new group description ready, so you can kind of roll this stuff out in a cohesive manner. And then what you really want to do is you want to probably do two things. I'd say you'd want to make a long form post about coming back, reviving the group, etc. And then you'd want to go live. And in your live, I would really recommend being extremely honest, extremely vulnerable and transparent and saying, guys, I want to come to you and I want to apologize. I want to apologize. I let you down. I left you. I started this group before I was ready. And I got your hopes up. I created this community and then I abandoned it. And I am sorry. And here's what's happened in the interim. Here's how I've grown. Here are the things that I am now interested in. I am so excited to come to you and talk to you and serve you on these topics. If these topics are of interest to you, I invite you to stay. I'm so excited to take this journey with you. And I want to recommit right now to you. This is my new publishing schedule. You'll hear from me every day, or I'll go live twice a week, or whatever a schedule is that you can reasonably adhere to. And if this is not for you, I totally respect that as well. And I want to thank you for having patience with me while I grow. And that's it. And, just be super, super duper honest. And, also get them excited about the new journey. Get them excited. Build that bridge. Right? Take them on this journey with you, build the bridge and say, here are the things I'm excited about. This is what I'm learning about. These are the plans that I have for the group. This is what I want to cover. Blah, 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 blah. This is where we're going to be going. Give them the vision, right? And then you'll have a lot of people stay and they'll be excited to go along the journey with you. But just be honest about it. And then you could literally take the transcript of what you just said on the live, transcribe it on temi.com and make a long form post from it. Same thing, like make it easy on yourself. And that's it. And then drop all your assets. Change your name, change it, there you go, done. And you just, pivot and then move on. And if anybody has a problem, there's a block button. Like, whatevs, if anybody gives you shit.
I think for the most part, everybody is usually, and people forget about this, they're very flexible.
Yeah.
Because they're wanting that free information. So they're going to stick for the most part, they're going to stick. But like you said, if they're not, good riddance, right?
Fine. If they're not, that's just an unresponsive group member showing themselves the door. Cool.
Right.
I want age group members. I don't want dead lurkers. And you as a group owner should also want that thing. So, and here's the deal, guys. Like I, because I'm in this group space, I get invitations to, I'm a member of so many groups. And it's funny, like occasionally, and particularly while I was, like for the past 12 weeks, while I was having to create this challenge, I had to focus and there was just so many groups and I was just like, I went on a rampage one day and I was like removing myself from every group and I'm removing myself from groups to my friends. And I'm like, I'm sorry guys, I love you, but I can't. I just can't do it. I was just removed. I just couldn't, because it gets to be a lot. So people will remove themselves from your group, not for malice or bad reason, not because they don't love you. Sometimes, it's just that's the new unsubscribe button. It's too many emails. It's too much, right? So
exactly. Yeah. And you purge, I have to purge my groups. And because when you're first starting out too, you do go to every group you can because you want to see who has the most value, where you can learn what you're looking for.
Of course.
All that stuff. Yeah.
But occasionally you do have to do the occasional purge, just like with your inbox, the occasional purge, which reminds me I need to do.
Yeah, well, you've seen my inbox.
Your inbox gives me agita. I cannot even deal with your inbox.
I just posted Scott's earlier because that was 119,000.
I can't. I would abandon that shit. Just run. Why?
I just said I'm just going to start hitting delete.
Yeah. I would just abandon the box altogether. Never.
Just drop the email. So now everybody has their group. So let's just go into what your one group away challenge is, because I know it's multiple levels and it doesn't matter what level you're at, you have something for everyone. So why don't we just start with the first level?
Cool. Well, I'll give you guys, how about I give you guys the 10,000 foot view and then we'll go right into the first level.
Works for me.
View. This is called the one group away challenge. And basically it is, my goal is to help you if you're just a beginner, or it doesn't matter really where you are on the spectrum, but I want to help you build, grow, serve your tribe, engage them, prime them to buy from you as the expert, and then help you monetize that, automate it, and outsource to trusted mods, right? So you don't have to live in your group. I know you have better things to do. So in essence, in that vein, we sort of identified 3 phases of group growth. And I was talking with Kathy before we jumped on the call about this. The first phase we've kind of mapped these phases out to the 3 challenges. And the first phase we're calling the Build, Attract, and Grow Challenge. And that's really, you're putting down a solid foundation to your house. This group is your house, and you're putting down that solid foundation. You're pouring the concrete, you're architecting it in such a way that it's going to withstand all this explosive growth. And you're doing it, you know, from the beginning in the right way, that your people are going to have an incredible customer experience. You're going to have a great experience. You know, you're just sort of doing all the right things. In addition to that, we are teaching you kind of not just inside of your group how to operate and how to build it. We're teaching you how to, you know, do really advanced attraction marketing on Facebook to really suck people in, right? You want to get major visibility so that you are just like a big fat magnet, just sucking everybody into your world. And they're going to kind of just like fall right into your group. That's the intention. So we teach you how to do that in an advanced way. Once you have mastered that, then you graduate on to the second challenge, which is called the Serve, Engage, and Prime to Buy Challenge. And this is like, you know, I always tell people, it's like, okay, now I've got all these people joining my group, and I got 10 plus people joining my group a day. Like, what the heck do I do with them? Holy crap, right? So now you're trying to figure out how to serve these people. So we're going to teach you, you know, the best practices of how to like produce content for these people, how to serve them, what to do, what to talk about, what to go live about, all that stuff, how to engage them and get them engaging with one another. You know, like engagement is kind of like my new jam. I'm just super excited about engagement. So we teach you like engagement stuff. And if you want to just like group hack me, you can come over and like group hack me, because I'm just wicked into this crazy engagement stuff. So yeah, like I'm cool with that. So we do a lot of like serve, engage, and then just helping you sort of get used to the role of being the authority, right? Because it's kind of weird if you're not, I wasn't like a guru, right? Or an expert or anything. So it's kind of weird sometimes still for me, that people like tune into what I have to say. I'm like, it's so bizarre. There's like 40 strangers around the world who want to hear what I have to say. That's so crazy, you know, like it's a trip. So, you know, you gotta like segue into that, transition into that role. And then finally, the third challenge, this is the freaking like, this is the cup, right? It's the Stanley Cup of everything. It's the monetization challenge. Like, woo, we finally get to make money. So, excuse me, the monetization, automation, and outsourcing challenge, where we teach you how to really ramp up your monetization skills, how to sell without it feeling icky, right? How to sell without it feeling spammy and slimy and salesy, right? So really how to come from a different place and ascend the relationship, as it were. And then we talk about different ways to automate and how you outsource to trusted mods so that you don't end up like me when I like was too much of a control freak to outsource to mods, and I was in there like 12, 14 hours a day, which is ridiculous. Like it shouldn't be like that, right? So we want to make sure that you don't become a slave to your group, and we'll teach you how to not do that. And that's it. Those are the 3 challenges. You can, so what's going to happen on September 2nd when we launch Monday, September 2nd. God willing, the hurricane doesn't wipe me off the map. But, you know, we're going to launch then. And what's going to happen is when the card opens, you'll actually land on this really intelligent quiz that my business partner and I have put together that basically asks you a series of questions, and it determines exactly where you are and exactly what challenge is most appropriate for the level that you're at, right? And the different kind of maybe potential group maladies that you need to rectify or opportunities you need to take, that kind of thing. So it'll funnel you into the sales page for the correct challenge, and you can sign right up. Each challenge itself is $100, right? So if you did decide to go through all 3, that would be $300. If you only needed something a la carte, you could go pick something a la carte. That's totally cool too. And you're going to get me. You're going to get a whole lot of support from me, from my team, from Callum, my other, he's basically like my work husband, I call him. He's my business partner, and he's like the tech guy. He's amazing. We're also we have joined up with Corey Gulick, who is just fantastic at like lives and engagement, all that stuff. And he's going to be running the support Facebook community, right? So Corey's going to be in there helping people go live and get comfortable on that. So it's just going to be a really vibrant community of support to help you build your group. And I was telling Kathy off camera, I was like, this is going to be an implementation heavy challenge series, right? Like nobody's sitting on their hands. We're building I almost said a bad word. We're building stuff here. So
It's all right. They're used to it.
we're used to it. All right, good, good, good. Yeah, we're building stuff here, guys. So there's going to be like you're turning in daily homework. Your screenshot and proof of what you did in your group. Like you're gonna invite us into your group so we can check it out. I mean, we're building here. So this is not shelfware. This is something where we're rolling up our sleeves, we're getting our hands dirty, and we're building. So I'm excited. Yeah,
I like you're making it hands-on, because a lot of people buy course after course after course, and whenever they sit and go through it, they don't go through it. They just buy it. It sits on the shelf. I'll get to it later, you know, and that's what I don't want to ever build. And that to me speaks volumes.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. I learned something. So I was building this originally as a course. That's one thing. I was building it as a course, and then I heard a bit of I heard a statistic that I couldn't unhear, and that was this: courses have a completion rate of 2%, which is abysmal. Abysmal. I mean, I was like, what? So courses have a completion rate of 2%. Wait for it. Challenges have a completion rate of 20%. So I was like, I can 10x people's results. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. Like, so I literally went back and we restructured everything into these 3 challenges, just because you're working with human psychology versus against it. That's really it's gamification. It's like working towards a goal. It's all these things, right? It's community. So it's just a different psychological environment, which really produces results. And that's what I want people to get, you know? So it's exciting.
It's great. That's great. Yeah. You know, I knew that the completion rate on courses was crazy low. I mean, people will whip out the credit card, but they won't do the work.
From Dean Graciosi and Tony Robbins, and they were in their KBB course. They were talking about the course completion rate kind of globally is 2%. And it's just, that's painful, because that is a lot of people spending. I mean, these are not cheap courses, right?
No, they're not. Yeah.
Actually implementing.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to implement, keep your money. What are you doing?
Don't spend it.
Crazy. Yeah. So I'm hoping that we get kind of have a different experience here. I really am.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? I've told my people that I did a course. Well, it's in beta mode and I go live weekly with them, but I'm shifting because of that. I'm shifting the way I was doing it into a different format, because I don't want it just to be something that sits on the shelf. You know, when it's packed with value, you want them to use it.
That's it. And I think, like, you know, I was kind of always on the other side. I never created something before of my own. Never. I was a consumer, not a producer. And as you shift into producer mode, I mean, you really care about your information impacting people. You know that you've tested it on yourself. You know, you've seen it at play, and you're like, oh my God, I know you could have these results if you would just do the darn thing, right? You just want to do it. So yeah, it becomes very important to you that people actually implement. Yeah.
It does. So going through the, what is it? Quiz, you got a quiz going through. Yeah. So it will land people on the right one that they need to start with, right? So there's no guessing for them.
No guessing at all. You don't have to guess. I made this quiz really intuitive so that it would ask you the right questions to get you exactly where you need to be. Now, I'll give you this caveat. If you land on a challenge and you're just dead set, you're like, no, this is the wrong challenge. You're freaking out. DM me. We'll figure it out together. I'm not going to keep you from a challenge. My concern was this. And you know, my concern is everybody wants to monetize, right? So like, you're going to have people with 23 group members trying to monetize their group, and that's a setup for failure. You haven't done the work. You haven't earned the right. Like, you gotta serve your people, man. This is like, if you're thinking you can just roll on in here and like spam your group and not earn it, wrong challenge for you. Right. I'm just gonna tell you right now, wrong challenge. Like, you gotta earn it. So I just don't want people coming through and being like, yeah, man, I just started this group. Let's ball. Let's make some money. Like, we're gonna get you there, I promise. But you know, so it's like that.
Enjoy the journey. enjoy the process.
That's it.
Do it.
Learn and grow and build something you can be proud of. I'm so damn proud of my group. Let me tell you, I love this thing I've built. I love them with all my heart. And it's just it's so cool to build something like this of your own and to pour hours of your life into something and actually have something to show for it. You know, it is, everybody always says like, build a list, build a list, build a list. You know what a Facebook group is? It is an in vivo, 3D, living, breathing, glorious list that you get instantaneous feedback from. You can ask them how they want to be served. Guys, what would you like to learn next? I dropped a question today. Guys, I've been, doing some head work and working on my mindset because, I had mindset issues and I didn't believe in myself. And so I kept coming across these limiting beliefs that were standing in my way. And so I've really been focusing on that. And it's like, would it be helpful for you if I shared this, or is this too weird? And my group was like, no, share it. It's amazing. I don't know. When I posted that, I thought half of them were going to be like, go screw off, you weirdo. Like, you don't know. You just don't know, right? So like, I thought they were going to call me a fruity lala, but you just take that chance and you see. And because of the overwhelming feedback, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to create some content around that. But I never would have known had I not been able to actually ask that question and had that relationship there and present to be able to ask it, right? So it's just an extremely powerful thing as a content creator to have an asset that is living and breathing and responsive and will tell you exactly what they want or don't want. You don't have to guess,
Yeah, it's exactly right. And you said it right there. So people, let's just say somebody's not going to pick up the challenge. So what would you tell them? How many posts a day, or, kind of engagement, stuff like that?
Yeah. So if you're not going to pick up the challenge, the best thing that you can do, this is something that one of my mentors taught me. Really cool strategy. I'm just going to give you a little strategy here. He calls it the 3-2-1 90-day engagement strategy. And this is the strategy that he uses in 2 instances. He uses it if he has a group that he has allowed to go dead and he needs to take it from funeral to fiesta, right? So he's trying to re-engage this group. Or if he's starting a brand new group from scratch and he wants to blow it the F up, right? So these are the 2 instances in which he would employ the 3-2-1 90-day strategy or engagement strategy. And it basically looks like this. You're going to, and it's I'm going to tell you right now, it's not hard, but it's not easy. We'll put it like that, right? So it's simple, not easy. So here it is. And it doesn't have to be hard. There are ways to make it easier. And I actually teach this strategy in the course, and I teach you how to make it easier. But the global way to do it is this: 3 pieces of what he calls content every single day, 2 pieces of engagement every single day, and 1 Facebook Live every single day. Now, you can take weekends off for your Facebook Lives. You don't have to go live Saturday, Sunday if you don't want to. If you want to enjoy your weekends, that's fine. But at least 5 days a week is pretty important in that 90-day period. And here's why. You're basically telling the Facebook algorithm, listen to me. I'm somebody to be listened to. I'm somebody to engage with. Like, you're waking it up, right? You're getting its attention. So that's why the lives are so important. But the strategy, so what's happening is if you're counting, it's 5 pieces of content going into the group, 3 that are called content pieces, and I'll go into what that is, and 2 that are engagement pieces, and then you have a 6th element, which is the live. So what exactly does that mean? Okay, first of all, with your lives, these lives don't have to be like super thought out and really like smart and all this stuff, right? You can have a couple of those, right? Like you can get some cool interviews, and by all means you should. You can do some cool trainings and like take your time and make some awesome PowerPoints like Doug Boughton does and all this stuff. Like I'm so jelly with his like PowerPoint skills. You could do that stuff. And if you've got those skills, knock yourself out. But they don't all have to be like that. Sometimes you could just be like in your car or walking, Blake Newbar is like leaving his house and talking to you, or, whatever. You can be like at a restaurant, or yesterday I almost went, we were we were shopping at Publix. If you guys know Florida, they have like Publix grocery stores. We were shopping at Publix, and I almost went live to show you guys that the water, they were like rationing water because like the hurricane's coming. So I'm not even kidding. Like they weren't letting you get more than like a certain number of jugs of water. It was so crazy. I was almost like, I'm like, like just kidding. That's content. You can go wrong, you know. So your lives can be and should be a mix of both business and pleasure, right? They should feature you. You are the brand. You're the glue that holds it all together. They want to learn from you. You're the attractive character. So let them into your life and show them that stuff. And then also do the trainings, also do the interviews, also invite guests in, like that kind of stuff. So you can strike that balance. So every day it doesn't have to be something like you're not, doing like the, Phantom of the Opera every day or whatever. It's not a big production, right? So that's for the lives. For the engagement pieces, the 2 engagement pieces daily, that can be as simple as a question. And I like to pose binary questions.
Yeah.
You'll see that I actually just posted on, and there's a reason for binary questions. I actually just did it on my Facebook personal profile. I posted Sydney or Melbourne, right? Like I want to go to Australia. I know that I'll probably visit both places, not gonna lie, but like Sydney or Melbourne. I want people to go at it in the comments about that. I want all the Sydney people to be like, Sydney, and the Melbournes be like, no way, Melbourne. Binary questions create engagement by the very nature of, the thing. So it's like peanut butter jelly, black or white, blah, blah, there's simplifications, but inside of your niche, right? People be like, yo, what do you think? Facebook groups or email lists? Have at it, and it causes massive engagement. People we like team sports. We like to pick a team and we like to defend it. That's human nature. It's who we are. So what you're doing is you're leveraging psychology with engagement, right? So you can ask simple questions like that. You can also just be insanely curious about your tribe. Ask them what's stopping you right now? What is the biggest obstacle preventing you from accelerating in your business or from getting where you want to go, like where you are to where you want to go? What are you struggling with most right now? Like these questions really stimulate discussion. They stimulate honest reflection and, people telling you the truth. So those are really good types of engagement things. Quotes are great for engagement. I do a ton of quotes in my Facebook group for engagement. People love quotes, particularly like motivational things, stuff like that. So that's very helpful. So hopefully you guys have a handle on what those 2 engagement type posts would be. Thirdly, let's talk about content, the 3 content pieces. That sounds like a lot. That sounds heavy. That sounds like, holy shit, I have to write 3 long form blog posts. Oh my God. No, you don't. So here's how you do content. Content is like, oh my God, you guys, I fell down a YouTube black hole last night and I watched the most amazing YouTube video on whatever, some niche topic in your broader market and your thing, right? So we're talking Facebook groups. So maybe, oh my God, I watched this incredible video on this guy who's doing this organic marketing thing on Facebook and he's got this strategy and it just was like, so you share that video, right? That's a piece of content. Or you say, oh my God, my favorite newsletter, my email newsletter just landed in my inbox and check out this article. It is so cool. But there you go. I just shared a piece of content with you. Or I read this blog article from Pat Flynn about tribe creation and it's so dope. You got to read it. Boom. That's it. Right. So those are really great ways to kick up a dead group or kick off a new one. Right. And then, you can, those content pieces can evolve over time as you, the group owner, evolve, as you, the group owner, develop your own voice, as you develop your own expertise, you could begin to talk about your insights. So it's no longer, I'm sharing this cool post from some dude over here. I'm sharing this cool post from me, my insight. It's my thought process. It's my content creation. It's, but in the beginning, I know that that's hard. I understand that we don't trust our own voice in the beginning and we don't feel like we have anything to say. So it's okay to share in the beginning and then you sort of morph into your own value posts and your own type of thing. So
yeah,
hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah,
It's there's a lot of people, and you don't need to do that until you're ready for that. And that comes with maturity in this space. That comes with mindset, beginning to trust yourself, because I don't think a lot of us trust ourselves in the beginning. We're like, who am I? I'll be really freaking frank. When I found out that I was going to McCall, the big affiliate mastermind thing with like Steve Larson and Colton Crottinger and all these, and Dave Gamble and Rachel S. Lee and Doug Boughton, and like all these people, Russell, I was like so freaked out because I was okay until Brian Hymas reached out to me and said, and I told him the story, he's cracking up. He's like, yeah, so everybody's going to go live for like 45 minutes and teach on a topic. And I was like, yeah, what? Wow, completely freaked out. I was like, what the hell do I have to teach all these 2cc winners, all these dream car winners? I'm not kidding. I went to my wife. I was like sobbing. I was like, I can't go. I'm not going to go. I'm canceling my trip right now. Like I was going to cancel my flight. I was freaked out. And then of course she like smacked me around a whole bunch of times. So, thankfully for my lovely wife who has more sense than I do. And so, I prepped, I taught the thing that I know. And the thing that I know and the skill set I've developed is Facebook groups. And it was an powerful experience to do so. And then at the end of the mastermind, we each had to go around and say what was the most important, or what was the thing that we learned that made like the biggest impact on us. We could only pick one thing. And Steve Larson picked something he learned from me. And I was like, what? Wow. Like, I just couldn't even, my whole world was like, explode. That gif where the guy's like that's what
like me when I got that phone call from him today. No.
Not die. Did you not die? Right. Exactly.
Like, so, what?
What? Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like my tears welled up in my eyes.
That is great.
Like, can it be real? My idol, like it just was so, I'll never forget that moment as long as I live. So, I just want you guys to know that everybody suffers imposter syndrome.
Everyone, yes.
Everybody. Steve told us the story about why he's called Steve and not Steven. He was Steven his whole life. But he realized that Steven was weak. Steven was insecure. Steven didn't cut it. Steven was scared to speak on stage. So he had to kill Steven, and he had to become Steve. And Steve dominated. Steve was not afraid. Steve was his alter ego, right? So he had to conquer his sense of terror and imposter syndrome and all this stuff as well. So we all go through this. We all, it doesn't matter what level you're at, man. It doesn't matter where you're at. You never feel like you're enough. And I just want you to know right now, you're enough. You're more than enough.
Absolutely. I think at any level we start, it's almost like the ABC, we start at C and we want to be at A, and even the people at A feel like that there's A+ people, right? So they all feel it. We all feel it at sometimes. We're like, what the hell do I have to say? And why do these people want to listen? Like you said. And then we're worried about, I know a lot of people are like, I don't have enough to say to post 600 times a day. And I'm like, you don't have to use your own content all the time.
Oh, no.
Just engage.
Leverage other people's content. Now, give them attribution, right?
Right.
Attribute. Don't be like swiping content. That's not never.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You said that, and that was great because I was like, share an article, share a YouTube video, put your thoughts on the top, share it. That's all you got to do.
And ask a question.
Yes. Open-ended questions.
Always open-ended questions. Keep that loop open. Yeah.
Not only that, I think also whenever you're asking those open-ended questions or something, it does create content for you. So you can take, when you do say, what do you need? And they post it down there, there's your content.
I mean, that is your content. Guys, your content comes from your audience. Stop being so damn afraid to ask your audience what they want. Just ask them what they want. They'll tell you in living color. And then you go, and if you don't know about that thing, well, you just got yourself a job, didn't you? You just got yourself the job of learning about that thing so you could teach those people that, right?
Right.
Where do you think Facebook groups came from for me? I didn't come to the game thinking I was going to teach Facebook groups. that was not like my first love or passion. Affiliate marketing was. But then I started to have just an inkling of success, and everybody was like, what the hell are you doing? What you doing with this Facebook group? What's happening here? And I was like, I don't know. They're like, well, tell us about your Facebook group. I'm like, okay, I have to learn about it first. I'll be right back. So that's how you do it. You just go learn about it.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. You just got to learn it. Just go in there. If you don't know it, learn it. I go into the ClickFunnels community. I find their questions. I go find the answer if I don't know it, and I post it in there, and then I'll do something about it and put it, if it's that easy, guys. It's not rocket science, because if it is, I wouldn't be here, right?
That's right. Nor would I.
So group insights. So I know I have a lot of people that ask about the group insights, and you've been posting quite a bit on your insights. So go into a little bit of that and the questions and what questions they should ask for entry.
Okay, so group insight, I'll tell you, I don't think I got into group insights as soon as I should have. And so I really want to encourage people to get, spend time in your group insights tabs. Like the old admonition, vote early, vote often. Go to your group insights tabs early and often, right? Like you want to, because guys, that's data. That is Facebook saying, this is what your people want. This is when your people are active. This is like, it's just so glorious, right? So you go inside, if you want right now, I can show you my backend. I'll show you my insights, and I'll show you kind of how I look at things. Would that be helpful?
Sure.
Okay. So what you want to look for. Oh, I don't know that I can share.
Oh, shoot.
That's
okay.
okay.
I don't think we'll be able to.
Oh, okay, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. So what you want to really look for when you're inside of your group insights tab, and if you don't know where that is, if you're looking at your group, you're in the discussion tab, it's over on the left-hand side. It's the fourth one up from the bottom. If you don't see it yet, it probably means you have less than like maybe 100 people in your group or 50 people. It will appear at some point. It's some magical point, right? So when it does appear, be grateful and spend a lot of time in there, because that is Facebook telling you a number of things. It's telling you, A, who your most engaged members are. Why is that important? Does anybody know? It's important because these are the relationships you want to cultivate. These are the people, when they post or when they answer a question, you want to get right back to them. Why? They're going to keep talking to you. These are your people. This is your tribe, man. These are your like diehards. So you want to treat these people well. You want to engage with them. You want to, honor them for being there. And you can do that. You can get a screenshot of your top contributors and you can put that on blast and be like, oh my God, tag them and be like, these 10 people are amazing. So there's that. It also tells you like what day and time combinations are what I like to call the points of maximal engagement in your group. Why would that be important? Because if you want to engineer more engagement, you will pay attention to the fact that on Mondays at 3 p.m. Eastern is your point of maximal engagement. Well, if I'm going to drop a post, when the hell you think I'm going to drop it? Mondays at 3. Like that, because it's an absolute hit. It's going to be a known hit. Everybody's in there already engaging, right? I'm going to drop that bad boy and it's going to go right there. Oops, my phone's going off. Apologies. So
it's Steve Larson. No.
Best comment of the day. Yeah, I wish. I'd probably poop my pants. So yeah, so this allows you, this data, this information allows you to begin to be intentional about when you will schedule your content. And you can schedule your content right on Facebook, native scheduler. So, you want to begin to do that, right? And I don't do anything without my data. My data tells me everything and it predicts every move I'll make in that group. So get smart about interacting with that data. Hopefully that helps.
So one more question, and then we'll go back into your group or your product that you have. Whenever somebody is starting a group, how do you tell them to go about inviting members in to get some kind of flow started?
So that's a really good question. I like to do something called the Founding Fathers or Founding Mothers. And basically that is, look, you know, here's the thing. If you have not done the work of engaging in this community, you got a little bit of work to do before you start a group, right? I would not suggest starting a group cold. You don't know anybody in your niche. You got no network. You got no connections. If you have not done the work of being a good community member in somebody else's community, then you haven't earned the right to run, have people come to your community, right? So you want to first lay the foundation of just being a good neighbor, being a good community, other groups, getting a profile, sort of, becoming valuable in other groups. And then what begins to happen is people begin to know you, like you, trust you. That KLT factor starts to come into play. They begin to see you as a valuable contributing community member. And then what happens is you begin to be able to leverage that as you want to create your own group. And what I would say is little template for reaching out to founding fathers. And you would obviously customize this template to each individual, right? You're not going to mass spam people with it. You're going to customize it to them, their situations, whatever, and simply say, hey, I have been, I've been watching you online. I admire what you're doing. I so look up to you, or whatever the words are for you, right? You're going to customize this and edit this template to your language, and just say, I'm going to start a group. And it really matters to me to start it right. I want the right people in there from the get-go. I want people who can provide value, who I know and trust, but I just want some founding fathers and mothers in there. And I would be honored to have you present in my group, to have you as an active member in my group, whatever. I mean, really extend a good old-fashioned personalized invitation, right, to people that you respect in this space and with whom you have interacted previously. You're not going to just like sending this to Russell or the Kardashians or who, like, just random A-listers. Like, it needs to be people that you have actually had some interaction with. Maybe you've had a really good exchange in the ClickFunnels group with them, or you had a really good exchange in Kathy's group with them, or you had a great exchange in my group with them, or maybe you had a great exchange with one of us. And you really would be honored if one of us would come and join your group and be a founding father or founding mother in your group. And you would send us a personalized, heartfelt invitation to say, I've been watching you and I absolutely love what you're doing. And I just would be so thrilled if you'd be a part of my group. That's hard to resist. Here's the other part of that template. It ain't all about you. That's the other part. The other part is it ain't all about you, right? Always have to think about, like, the question always that you must answer is, what's in it for me? And I don't mean what's in it for you. I mean, what's in it for the other person? You always have to answer the question, what's in it for them? And so you need to be like, there's going to be a lot of people in here who could likely need your help, right?
Right.
Crack to an influencer. That's crack, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you say to them, there's probably a lot of people who are going to vibe with your message and really need your help. I'm all over that. Where do I sign up? Right? Like that, because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for more people out. We're looking for more eyeballs on us, on our stuff, on our groups, on our offers, whatever. So you say something like that, that flips the script to make it all about them. So you want to be smart with these outreach messages. But I think in the beginning, it's important to set the tone correctly, to have the right people. I mentored Daniel Cook on when he started his group, and we employed together this founding father strategy. And I mean, he started his group with like just some really cool A-listers. Like, I was like, dude, score. Like, it's, like, he really set the tone well. I was very impressed at who he was able to join the group. And then what ends up happening, if you're smart, is you can leverage that later in an attraction post. And you can make a post on your profile and be like, what do Spencer Meekin, Chris Fung, Kathy Walls, Kevin Steven, and Alex Elliot know that you don't? Well, they happen to know about my new Facebook group. They're founding members and blah, 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 right? Leverage that ish. So, like, tag them if you want, that kind of thing. So you're really, then it's like, oh, you got some social proof, don't you? You've got some. So hopefully that helps. But that's kind of how I would recommend doing something like that.
Yes. That is great. I like that. You know, a lot of people are kind of intimidated to ask the A-listers or what they consider A-listers in their group.
Don't be, don't be, if you're coming at it from a place of what's in it for them, and you really try to craft what's in it for them, what's the worst they can say? No.
Right.
Before, so I mean, the worst that'll probably happen is they just ignore you because they get 30 messages a day or more. So, okay, cool, whatever. You were ignored before. They didn't know you were before, so it doesn't matter, right? Like, I love that Kevin Steven always tells the story. He's like, he basically had to friend request Russell like 100 times before Russell would even accept his request. And finally, like after a bajillion times of friend requesting him and getting declined, Russell finally accepted him. So right. There's power in persistence, guys. And if at first you don't succeed, try again. Like, and all that tells you, by the way, all that tells you if they're ignoring you is you haven't done a good enough job of making yourself valuable. Go make yourself a little more valuable. They'll notice you, I promise. Things don't go unnoticed. Things
right.
see you, right? They don't go.
No equals not yet. It just doesn't mean no.
Exactly. Clearly on sales. Yes.
So the One Group Away challenge actually starts next week.
Next Monday on September 2nd, we open the challenge. Absolutely. So everybody will be able to get into the Facebook group and get in the membership area and get started and get coaching from me and Callum and Corey. So that'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, I believe you have a waiting list link for everybody to go sign up, don't you?
I did drop it in the comments. I'll drop it in a little bit.
Watching the Facebook. Do people have questions? Like I can't even see.
Oh, yeah. Let me check real quick.
Sorry.
I haven't either. We've just been yakking.
Shit with you. I don't even know.
So let's see. Joshua Lee said badges, Facebook group badges, or something that I guess everybody likes whenever they're.
I guess I really don't pay attention to them. I got to be totally honest. That's not.
Do you actually turn those on as a group owner?
You have to turn them on as a group owner. I have not. I have to be totally transparent. I know for some people they're a big deal. I have never once paid attention to them. They're probably not even turned on. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know. I don't use badges to identify my most active members. My most active members, I know them by name. I know them by name, right? I know them because they're active. I know them because they provide value. I know them because they show up on my top contributors. I just don't use badges. I know that there are other people who do use badges and, for whom they're important. And that is totally legitimate way to do it. It's just not something I've done. So that's just me.
So he said the badges is about the invite for the founders.
Okay. Got it. Again, I guess I could assign it to them, but I just call them founding members. I just designated that and made that up. I don't know. I didn't even know it was a thing. I had no idea it was a thing. I'm not even kidding.
I don't even know if it's really a thing. That's just what I'm calling it.
That's what I'm calling it. But I don't know. Sorry, I'm going to be totally legit with you.
That's okay, because I'm probably thinking the same thing. So let me look at the other ones because I can't see. What we got here? Hang on, let's see.
I'll check my phone too if I can.
Okay. Via DM with the invite or a customized note for the founding fathers.
I didn't catch the first part of that sentence. Say it again.
So he said via direct message for the founding fathers or no, or invite button.
No, never invite button. No, invite button, never. I'm just not a fan of the invite button. And basically how I would do it is I wouldn't even send a link to join the group necessarily. And I've seen it done. It's been done to me really effectively with the group link. So it can be done effectively, and it got me, and I joined. I was like, yeah, man, this is dope. However, I will tell you, I've kind of begun to evolve my thinking a little bit about this, and I almost like it better when, you ask their permission-based marketing, right? Permission to send the link. Like, hey, does this sound like something you're interested in after you've da-da-da? If so, would love to send you my group link, right? And then allow them to give you permission. It's respectful.
I think I get I have so many invites to pages and groups, and I don't even know half the people. And or I hate
Yeah.
whenever I finally accept a friend request and I get an immediate page like,
No,
don't do that.
that earns an insta block from me.
I
Ever
just
friend
yeah.
me and then invite me to your page or add me to your group, I'll freak out on you.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
It's hard enough to go through the friend request. I actually have I have a guide that I go by, and I shove it over to my mother, and she doesn't have anything to do all day. She'd go through the thousands requests.
That's so good. That's so good. Yeah, I have
Do it.
as well.
Yeah, so I have guidelines, and if they don't meet those guidelines, chuck them out the door.
You can always
So it's just something we have to do, especially being ladies on Facebook too.
and there's some creeps out there. That's what it is, man. But yeah, some creeps.
Let's see here. Timothy Lee said Alex just got picked for an affiliate draft with ClickFunnels. What's that?
You did? What does that mean?
I don't know. With Steve Larson and Doug Botten in your team?
What am I doing? I got a draft. I'm in a draft. I don't even know. Cool. I love being on anything Steve Larson and Doug Boughton. I'm down. I don't know what it means. I love it. I think we've been chatting too long. I have no idea what's happening. That's fine.
Alex, I think did we just become best friends?
We just became best friends. I'll get Steve's number for you.
Do you need a note taker?
Hilarious. Let me just say, Timothy Lee is absolutely, let me just give Timothy Lee a little love on this thing. Two things. Timothy Lee helped us set up our affiliate program on Twitter because I love you, Russell, but backpack sucks balls. So we had to leave backpack. I mean, I tried, I really did, but it just wasn't working out. So we decided to go to First Promoter. And I mean, Timothy was amazing. We hired him, and within like an hour, he had that shit set up. He had it perfect. He's like always there for questions if you need him. If you guys are looking to put an affiliate program together, I know that Spencer, Rachel, Doug, myself, like Jordan, I think a lot of people are over on First Promoter for an affiliate program. So hit up Timothy Lee. He's your man for First Promoter. He's great. He'll get it all set up for you because it is a complicated, there's like code involved and things like that.
Coding.
You know, I'm like, so there's that. Timothy Lee just gave me the most epic birthday present, which was so nice. Literally giving me free hope. So that question about Sydney or Melbourne was sparked because my friend Timothy Lee said he would give me some free hotel nights either in Sydney, Melbourne, or a couple other places. And I've always wanted to go to Australia, so I was like, hell yeah, let's go. So thank you, Timothy. Awesome. I love you, and you're wonderful. You're so kind and beautiful.
Yeah, he just said, Kathy, you should tell Alex I'm on here. She has no idea.
Hi, Timothy.
Let's see
here.
Joshua Lee said, open loops. I need to remember that. Drill it into my skull and tattoo it on my forehead. Yeah, open loops are huge. Huge. All right, guys. So I'm interested to see what Timothy Lee was talking about with the affiliate draft. So make sure you share that.
So the funny thing is right before you and I jumped on to go live, I saw Dave Woodward, or no, it was Brian Hymas.
I didn't even go on.
Yeah, he just made a post and he said, blah, 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 affiliate draft, thousands of dollars in prizes. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then now you say something about being on a team. I'm like, what? I don't even know what it means. I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah, because I didn't even get it. Oh, sorry.
The dog.
My dog, sorry.
That's all right.
He was in here. Yeah, so yeah, I'm interested to see what that is. Go.
Cool.
And then, sorry, I had to kick a dog out.
The trials and tribulations of an internet.
Somebody let him in. I didn't even know he was in here.
I love it.
Darn it.
Awesome.
So, One Group Away challenge starts next Monday. I dropped the link. I'll drop the link again. And then you're going to go through a little quiz and it's going to tell you where you need to start. and you'll have Alex and her team to help you out. I mean, can you get any better than that? I mean, you're going to have hand holding basically the entire time.
It's going to be so exciting. It's going to be great. And we don't kick anybody out. This is not the one funnel away challenge where we're kicking you out of the Facebook group. Whatever. You're going to have access to the membership area for life. And I'm going to be adding stuff in there continually because, as we know, Facebook changes all the time. So I'll be adding updates and adding, new content and stuff like that. And not going to kick you out of the Facebook. So, if you're 3 months down the road and Facebook does something wacky and you have a question about your group, come on in and ask, right? That's cool too. So there's always that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was such a good time talking to you.
Oh my God, I know, so fun.
We're going to have to do this more often.
Yeah, for sure. I love that we both geek out on Steve Larson. We're both total fangirls.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, I get starstruck with that, not celebrities, right?
Isn't that funny? I couldn't give two craps about Kim Kardashian, but Steve Larson shows up and I'm like,
However, Adam Levine would be one for me. So I would probably geek out about that one.
Right? There's always one.
Always the one. So, all right, guys. So you can catch Alex in her group, Them Hoes.
Oh, baby. Digital marketing hacks for online entrepreneurs. Would love to see you over there. We have a really good time. Kathy's in the group. Timothy,
yes.
John, all you guys are in the group. It's a lot of fun. We have a good time. So
yes, awesome. All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you go. You prepare and be safe on Monday.
I gotta go literally buy some more water and get gas in my car and get cash because like the apocalypse is coming. The hurricane staring us right in the face. So
it's pouring here right now. So I mean, we're not even near the water. So
all right. Well.
All right. Thank you so much for your hour of time. We appreciate it.
Thank you as well. This was a lot of fun. Let's do this again soon.
We will. See you later. Bye-bye.